What's up, y'all? It's Trent B, one half of the reality TV couple, with me and my wife Tori, where we react to reality TV shows from trashy all the way to classy. And tonight I'm covering um, the challenge Cutthroat season 42, episode 2. Once again, it's the Cutthroat. This season they're in Thailand, and this is a pretty interesting season so far. We start off with Will and Deb. We got a little showman's going. Is this true attraction, or is she doing like the honeypot thing where she's trying to get with the vet and stick around a little bit more? I'm more inclined to think she just want to get some ass because Will is a vet, but he's like a 1 year vet. Will ain't that kind of vet, so I think she just like him. And I was worried about my girl Deb for a little bit because, well, fuck Deb. I'm gonna say that first of all because I'm still mad at her for how she did Jesse way back from Love Island. So I'm still pissed at her for that. So I don't wish nothing good for her at all. But on this show, I was kind of concerned for her because she was getting a few confessionals too many, and they kind of telegraphed it a little bit. Remember, I said they did a little better with not telegraphing Nelson last episode. This episode, they telegraphed Dale pretty much going into the elimination. Spoiler alert: she went into elimination, but she did her thing, so it ended up being good. And I told my wife when we was watching it that she was gonna be good because I just seen the trailers and I seen her and Will was kind of kicking a little bit more, so I figured she had a little more time in the villa, right, or whatever they call it. And it's funny, Izzy Corey stay in her face. I don't know how warranted it is, but he stay in her face. And she was talking about how she got hot and heavy with Rogan last season, and this season it's not gonna be the same. And it's like, you sure of that? Does Corey know that? Because Corey is on your six, girl. Like every time I look at y'all and y'all got some free time, Corey laying in your face. So I don't know if it's reciprocated or not, but you're doing it again, girl. You was on Too Hot to Handle, but you really should have been on Love Island. You act like a Love Islander for sure, for sure. But it's kind of funny. Nelson being a voice of reason, that let me know you wilding out. When has Nelson ever been a voice of reason? He's speaking facts though, like what he's saying. He's showing to be a true friend of Corey. They've been cool for a very long time. They like basically brothers at this point. So I agree with what he's saying. You old, this girl young, man. Like let her have her youth. And he even tried to get her and pull her away from the shit at the end. And we'll see how that goes, man. I don't think nothing's happening with that. When Chris met with his team, he was giving strong Jordan vibes, like very arrogant, cocky, confident of himself, but definitely able and capable of leading the team. Very strong Jordan vibes for sure. How he talks and moves is very interesting to see him with some power. He definitely has power in that villa, and it's interesting to see because when he was on that Challenge USA, he had no power. He was pretty much the guy always getting thrown in, but it's interesting to see him with the power, wielding the sword, and it's interesting to see how he moves. We get to the challenge. It was kind of the rules were not really clear. The rules were not super clear. I'm still not 100% sure what the rules were because they didn't really spend too much time focusing on the rules. They spent more time on people breaking the rules, but super high up on the side of some building in Thailand. I thought it was interesting with Card being freaked out like she was. I honestly don't blame her. I'm not really scared of heights, but I don't know what I would be like if I was at the top like that. So I know for her, that's always been a thing for her for a long time. Uh, I don't really think it's fair for them to pile on her like they did. Specifically, Josh. Josh, he got a lot of dip on his chip, and that's just kind of how he's been. He was like that on Love Island Games. I don't know if he was like that on his Love Island season, but he got a lot of dip on his chip, and he's very much giving short man syndrome, like a Neapolitan complex to a T, and it's getting a little bit annoying unless he shows something in the challenges. He hasn't really shown nothing to be having all that dip like he got, but they fucked it up for the team, kind of getting to the end, and I appreciate Carr for saying something, speaking up. I know she was heated, but not Riley, Anna Lee, she didn't. And I think Letty clocked her when they did the voting. Anna Lee pretty much was like, she didn't say nothing then. And then at the voting, she tried to speak up. And it's like, why now? It seems manipulative. Like, I literally told it to my wife, and then Letty literally said it right after. And it's like, it seemed manipulative. Like, if she was going to say something, she should have said something after the elimination. But saying it there was manipulative, right? But she know the guys who have the power is her friend, and I think she just wanted to show that she was an honest team player type shit. But it's like, no, somewhere with that shit. CT being really sneaky, no surprise. CT is such a game player, such a cheater. He doing whatever he got to do to win, right? He cheated like he did and still got sussed out, right? And I didn't understand the whole like point system shit or whatever or signal stuff him and Tori was talking about. But Tori's another cheater like that. And I didn't understand the point thing. I didn't understand what that was about. But somehow, some way, gray team wins again. They pretty much all get immunity, and it's back to the orange and the blue team fighting. Again, at spoiler alert for the end, blue team down another soldier. They taking major L's, right? It was funny with the blue team. They just coming apart at the seams, right? It was interesting to see Brad and Nelly kind of get into it. It didn't seem like it had to be that big, although Brad was talking spicy to Nelly, like out of nowhere. But that seems like some trouble from other seasons. I don't see nothing that happened that season to make it be that. So that seems like some smoke for some other seasons, right? It's funny with the game. TJ has way too much fun with dropping them. And it's funny because dropping them in water is one thing, dropping off of the side of the building is just psychotic. And the fact TJ was having so much fun with that was killing me. But I did think it was weird when it came to Tori and Cara Maria, their fate being decided by South Park. That was so strange to me. I would have hated that shit, man. I would have crashed out. Like, I think I know Cartman and Eric, but the other two, I don't watch South Park. Like, what the fuck is that? I would have been pissed about that shit. Like, for real, for real. But all in all, it was a pretty interesting challenge. That was all over the trailer, but it wasn't much to it. You know, it wasn't much to it. Most people pretty much cheated. I think that one wasn't thought out very well. They got to go back to the drawing board. Like, I think most challenges need to have some element of physical to it, or if not, it needs to be more thinking. Like, to just be able to know the type of players you're playing with. That's not enough in my opinion, my humble opinion. But after that, we get to a lot of the politics and all the game plan. Keanu playing this shit like Big Brother. Of course he is, right? But the challenge has a way of humbling your ass, right? The challenge gods are going to come back to you, and they're going to come back to you in full force. The shit is going to come back around to you, brother. It always does. Trust me. Imagine if people was talking about you like you was talking about Riley. Imagine that. Or I think it was Adrian. Imagine if people was talking about you like you was talking about them. Like, that's how the shit gonna be. It's probably gonna be a guys' day next week, and y'all gonna see. I don't see no previews or nothing, but I just know how the challenge works. If we talking strategy, honestly, Lady should have been a vote. Like, I seen on socials, she's like super tall. She's literally like 6'1", so she's like probably one of the taller people there, and she's in good shape. Apparently, with the conversation with Cara, she was an ex wrestler, and it's like so random, right? But she's in good shape. That explains a lot. So she probably could do a lot too. But throw it in there. You never know. These challenges are so stupid, right? You don't know what the fuck can happen. Throw it in there against anybody. And the way that challenge went with those balls and shit, anybody could have won that one, really. As long as you have a decent amount of shape. And she's a bigger girl, has a lot of muscle. Sometimes that oxygen doesn't pump to the muscles like it should. And she could have gassed out for real. Like, either one of the girls could have took her out. So that's why you got to take a shot at the strong players when you can. If somebody from another team was really thinking about it, you would have threw Letty in right there. And Riley, I kind of figured she was going to get thrown in. She doesn't really offer much. I don't see much strategy. I don't see her doing that well in the games. Although in this competition, she was one of the two girls that didn't really say nothing. But not saying nothing, I don't think that's enough to keep you in the challenge, right? So that can't be her saving grace. But when she was talking to Brad, uh, it was kind of interesting. She was like, had no bra on, and you could see through her shirt. It's like, Riley, is that all you have to offer? Is that what you bring to the show? And Brad, he got these beady little eyes, these piercing eyes. He couldn't help but to look. You could tell he snuck a peek, but it's like, it's cool. He's a single man. It's whatever. But if that's all you got to offer, you got to do more because you're not dating nobody. You're not doing nothing crazy for the team. You had to be the vote. Everybody knows you was gonna be that vote. That's an easy vote. Or the elimination was cool. It was basically almost like an elevated Connect Four. At first I thought the ball was gonna be a little bigger, a little heavier. They were essentially medicine balls, but they were the heavier kind. And out over time, I know that shit started to wear you out. And the way it was looking like Riley was gonna win. She was ahead, and they were saying that somehow the girls kind of, I think it was Cara specifically, kind of fucked her up at the end somehow. And Deb came back and win, but Deb was like, whew, she was gassing out. She looks like one of the fitter girls there, but once again, that oxygen not pumping to the muscles like it should, and she started to gas out. But somehow she pulled it out at the end, and it's like Riley lost. Cara helped out a little bit, but why are you making this about yourself? You're starting to revert back to the bad card, the card that we didn't used to like, the one that's unsure of herself, the one that hasn't won. I feel like you've taken so many losses lately that you're starting to kind of revert back to how you were when you first started. And it's weird. Like, why is this pity act going from, man? If you feel that way, then go home. Go home, man. We can bring somebody younger in there and just go home. We don't need that pity shit. The girl who lost didn't even have pity like that. So why are you doing it? Super weird. And it was so funny. Like, why the flash at the end? That was super weird. That definitely caught me off guard. But Riley looked like she was winning. But at the end of the day, same thing with Johnny and Cedric. I'm gonna say the same thing with Deb and Riley. Deb brings way more to the show. Her sound bites are funny. She has the showmance with Will. Speaking of Will, Will is a certified crash out. If y'all saw him last season with Vets and New Threats, Buddy is a certified lover boy and a crash out. He cannot function on that show unless he got a show girlfriend. Last season he had Nani for most of the season, and Nani's a crash out. That shit was volatile. Two crash outs, two lover people. It was crazy. And then if you remember at the beginning of that season, he had D, big T fast, big lip ass, even crazier. He was crashing out over her over a hotel romance. So Will is good and bad TV at the same time. Him and Deb. Deb, I hope you know what you signed up for, man, because Will is crazy. I know y'all think y'all are the same person or whatever the fuck that shit's supposed to mean, but Deb, whew, I hope you know, man, you in for a ride with this boy, good or bad. But all in all, man, the show here. Oh yeah, Vanis, he made his move on Letty. Very interesting couple. It was weird because she kind of puts me in mind of Laura a little bit. That's how Laura kind of came in, like a big statuesque figure, and some guys were trying to talk to her. She was more sexual when she was younger. She kind of got that vibe. I want to see her get active though. I need to see her get active to see what she could do. But of course, Johnny, he's sunk his claws into her and she seemed like she's going for it. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think you should. He's one of the more powerful dudes there. So we'll see how that goes. But all in all, it's a pretty interesting episode. The challenge was whack. The elimination was pretty good. We developing some good personalities here, so I'm interested to see how that goes. But y'all tell me what y'all think below. Y'all tell me what y'all think of the challenge, what y'all thought of the elimination. Did y'all understand either one? Did y'all not understand anything? Tell me who y'all favorite people were, who y'all least favorite people are so far, and tell me what y'all think below, man. Y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.